Hello, and welcome to another edition of Pages in Progress with Next Chapter Support Services. I am your guest host, Sharon Holloway, and today I've got the wonderful, the beautiful Ms. Tracy Smith with us. Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning. All right, so we've got another beautiful page in progress going on in the organization. So many amazing things going on. This coming June the 20th, we have our life skills workshop on this topic is going to be time and stress management. And it's going
Stress
to,
management. Yes.
right? Oh my gosh.
Who's not stressed?
Nobody's stressed here. No, never. It's
Right,
going to
right.
It's going to be from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Bridges Methodist Church over in Benell. But we wanted to just really quickly get together, share with you a little bit about what we're going to be doing in this upcoming workshop. So, Tracy, you ready to get into it?
Yeah, we have a special guest for this workshop too.
Yes.
So, excuse me. Our special guest is Cassandra Martinez, and one of our stress management is going to be yoga. So, she's going to provide us with some relaxing movements, move our bodies. It is really helpful. Now, I used to think, oh, I don't like yoga. It's not for me.
Right.
But some of the movements just really open up your body and help your joints. And so it's not about sweating. It's not about, I need to get a good workout. And maybe you are in weird spots or whatever, and just let us know. But like yoga is it's just about relaxing. It's about breathing in and out. It's opening up your body. It's stretching it, like good things. So if you're kind of like, I'm against it, just try it this time because I think you could really enjoy what she's gonna bring. She's an amazing person, so excited to have Cassandra.
That's so awesome. So, is it more like a mindfulness kind of thing and like checking in with your body more so
Well,
than
yeah.
flexibility?
Well, I mean, yoga does has both. It's both, and
Mhm.
the other thing we're gonna do is specifically. So we're gonna have yoga with her. It is about breathing in and out and being in tune with your body in yoga, and then we are going to practice some mindfulness in our workshop. So it's really cool. Like it, it sounds like really hard to do, but it's not bad at all. We're gonna walk you through it. It's not gonna be bad. You're actually gonna like walk away and be like, oh, that's not too bad. So just taking your time, giving you the tools to do it, and you just have a minute, and you're gonna practice it, and we're gonna try it out. So that's one of our coping stress management systems. Maybe it's not for everybody, so we have some other ones.
Sure.
um, so we're going to try some, other people like coloring, walking. So those other things are some other things we're going to try.
So what I really like about the way this is set up for this workshop is it's the two fundamentals of things that we kind of take for granted, right? So we think that we're always managing our time properly, like we're always, on a schedule. And sometimes when we're dealing with our young adults, right, our kids, that we're managing the clock for them. And a lot of times there's a loss of perspective in time management for them. So, as a fundamental skill, what would you say are the two most important things for young adults with autism and related intellectual and developmental disabilities to learn about time management and stress management specifically?
Okay, so I'm gonna start kind of back where you said kids. So like, as kids, you're just trying to get them to do the task, right? So that's completely different. And as you're an adult, okay, now we've been doing brushing our teeth for a while. We're getting a little bit of that routine. So how do we're gonna move beyond? It's time to brush your teeth now, and we want some independence. We want, having us less to do that. And so that's kind of where the time management comes in, is how do we kind of do a schedule that we know, or a routine that this is going to happen. And so we usually have getting, when we're in school, we have that routine, like we're going to eat, we're going to brush our teeth, and then we're going to go, but that's all still adult driven. So now that we're not necessarily in as tight of a schedule, it might be harder to still initiate that schedule, that routine. And so, some of the things for time management you can do is, like, we know it's recommended to brush your teeth for 2 minutes. So, you can use a variety of things. You could use like a sand um,
And
2 minute
timer.
timer, and know
Yeah,
that you're brushing all the sections of your mouth for 10 seconds, and that equals your 2 minutes.
sure.
So that's kind of, a visual. And I've been breaking that down for some of my clients as a
Quadrants.
behavior
Yes,
analyst, like
yes.
that you have, so here, front and back, here, front and back, here, front and back, so every section of your mouth, that for 10 seconds, that's that 2 minutes. So it breaks down that you can do that. Another option, is you always have your phone. Setting timers. Look, I have all kinds of different times on there. As a behavior analyst, we set timers for different things. Um, so that's one of the things you can start working on as time management at home. That they could put the timer on and then be brushing by themselves for 2 minutes.
Love that idea. And Elijah actually, he used to have a checklist. So like, and he's at work, right? And he actually knows exactly what he's supposed to be doing during his
Mm-hmm.
day. Now, mind you, it's a lot
Right.
of repetition, but he has a checklist. When he comes in, the first thing he has to do is he has to put the boxes away, so on and so forth, so on and so forth. But at home, we do a lot of the same thing as well too. Now, mind you, he'll have an evening routine, and if anybody is out and about, or we're out late or whatever, that kind of gets a little thrown off. But the good news is that like you always kind of go back to center. So would you say that not only the alarms but also like a checklist would help as well for time management?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, and that's some of the things, like, we do earlier, like, but so we do checklists to say, I'm gonna hope this comes out really well. So, you could say we're gonna wake up at 8 because we know we need to eat breakfast, and these are our steps to eat breakfast. Let's just say for a simple meal, we're gonna have breakfast. We're gonna have cereal. And so that, let's give us some time to eat. Let's give us time to put some stuff away and then to get dressed. And then we know that we're leaving at 10 o'clock. So these are types of checklists. These are some visual aids that, we can do, that there's, boxes over here. We can laminate it and we can check it every day. Or, we can just, mentally, like, yep, this one's done, this one's done. So that way our routine is set, and it's not such independent caregiver directed, that this is, and so, but as a caregiver, first step is like, maybe it doesn't take you very long to get dressed or get we eat breakfast and inhale it in 2 seconds, but we want to slow that down and say, look, we can do this in this amount of time, and that's kind of the ways we can do it. And so we can kind of time it as adults first to figure out what this will be,
Yeah.
because maybe we don't know, maybe we don't wake up at 8 o'clock every day. So that is one of the things that we need to start doing. Then we set alarms. We start getting used to that. So there's a lot involved in the time management, and right, because I mean, as adults and as typical people, it's
Right.
hard for us too.
Yeah.
But like we said, the time management is about breaking down the steps. And
Right.
and you have to work backwards. Okay, what time are you going to bed? So what time do you have to wake up? What do you need to get done in the morning? And what time are you leaving by? That we do mental checklists, and this is this and this, and we can
Yes.
kind of say
Yes.
it's going to take me this long.
Yes.
But when we're teaching adults that have uh, learning needs. We need visuals to get that routine, because when we do have learning needs, it does take more time. It takes more repetition of doing this to get the process than it does for typical neurotypical individuals.
Sure.
So, um, you know, we teach people to be as normal as possible, and no, your diagnosis is not going to go away, but it can be more manageable, and I think that's a good thing. That's a blessing. That's gonna, in the long run, as adults, they're gonna be more independent, more capable, and that's our goal.
100%. I absolutely love that. And we'll make sure we throw a graphic of that in the podcast as well too, just because it is beneficial, right? I mean, we think about our day. We wake up 5 in the morning so that we can have our breakfast done by 5:30. We can
Right.
get an early morning workout done by 7. We can be out the door by 7:30, be to work at 9 o'clock. And then we think about, how it's going to affect our entire day with meetings and schedules and so on and so forth. Their world is no different, right? They have things
Right.
that they have to do as well too. And
Right.
the more that we loop them into that process, the better off that everybody kind of is, including the parents, because then, Johnny can look at the clock and say, "Mommy, it's 9:55. We have to be at the dentist by 10:30." And they can actually
Yes.
be a part of that progress or process as well too, with them understanding the perception of time. I will say that, with my own son is, he sometimes loses track of time. He gets sucked into his own world, right? He
Yeah.
has those moments where the computer, the iPad, the phone is more important than paying attention to where we need to be at a specific moment in
Yeah.
time,
True. No.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, it
Right. Or
happens.
we as adults scroll social media. Like,
Yeah.
how would I lose a half an hour
Yes.
scrolling?
Yes, yes, and they call it doom scrolling for a reason because it's
Yeah.
doomed to make you lose time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it is a wonderful concept that we have a system in place to be able to teach, even in fragments, these individuals how to better manage their day and manage their time. And it also takes a little bit of the work off of the caregiver too, because then they don't have to worry about, okay, on top of my schedule, I got to manage your schedule as well too. It kind of adds to that responsibility factor. I absolutely
I
love
think,
it.
yes, I think, when your child has a limitation barrier that is, you've done a lot of work up until this point, as kids, as moving to adults, parents, caregivers have done a lot of work, have done a lot of stress, have done a lot of sleepless nights, moving
Yeah,
around, doing things, right?
yeah,
And so, okay, so now we're kind of at this new point, this new chapter, this new uh okay, so now we're not having maybe as a tight a schedule, maybe we are, but let's work on some independence, that it's not so burden heavy on the parents, and it can be an adult that is practicing these skills. And so, just like our last workshop, we sent some helpful tips home, and we definitely plan to do that again. This is definitely not gonna be one a workshop only type of thing. We definitely have like a series we could do on this, but we're definitely wanting to. This is a big topic, a big thing. We
sure it
got a
is.
lot going on. We got a lot of things to do.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
it's so let's start learning some tips and strategies. Let's start
Yeah,
at a basic point, and then we can progress.
absolutely. Tracy, I can't thank you enough for taking the time out today to, just put a little message out there to the public. As far as being able to get registered for this event, we do already have the event up on Facebook. It is
Correct. Yep.
also on our collaboration partners website, the Palm Coast Local website as well too. So shout out to Melody and her team for the wonderful connection. It is, as we mentioned before, $20 per participant. That does cover instructional materials. They are going to go home with a little bit more information that can turn into a whole lot more practice. And therefore, you know what, then they can move into their next chapter with just a little bit more skill set building, if I could say that.
Correct.
But
Yes.
Tracy, once again, thank you again for your time. Any parting words before we go?
No, just hope to see you in June. I really am excited that we're
Awesome.
for our next chapter doing this support, and we're just here for you in the community to help you with your next steps.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, with that being said, guys, thank you again for watching. Tracy, we will see you guys on June 20th at 11 a.m. sharp because we're time managing now. And don't
Yes,
be
that's
stressed
right.
about getting there because we're going to be doing stress management too. So until
Right.
next time, that's right. Until next time, be safe, be happy, and be well.